All right, Andy Broadaway, and I'm here
Matthew Gould.
with Unstoppable Domains, correct?
Yeah, that's us. We're excited to be here.
So tell us a little bit about your product and what's unique about what you're doing.
So Unstoppable Domains makes NFT domains, and these make it much easier for people to send cryptocurrency to each other, and they also act as your identity on the internet.
So this is a little different than .coms, .nets, etc. So explain a little bit about those people that are not familiar with that part of it.
Yeah, so we think this is the next generation of domains, and kind of like we went from landlines to mobile phones, we think we're going to have that same type of transition here for going from traditional domain names like .com to these new NFT domain names for users. And the biggest difference between the two is your .com domain name is usually for your business. There's about 300 million registered, and your NFT domain like .nft or .crypto is for individuals. And there's about 3 billion people with internet connection on the planet. We think every single one of these people is going to want to have a domain name so they can keep a consistent name on the internet.
So essentially, we could use that .eth because I'm one of your customers, so I have many different domains, but I could take that one and tie it directly to my wallet.
That's correct. And not only will you tie it to your wallet, we think in the future that your .nft, .crypto, .x NFT domain name will be your name on your social platforms or on the apps that you use, even on your Uber app, so that when someone finds you on Twitter, they won't look for your Twitter handle anymore. They'll look for your name.nft. And that will be the same name on Twitter that you have on Instagram or that you have on TikTok or anywhere else, so that you can have one consistent name across platforms. And that's really big for influencers who are kind of the small business of today.
Right, exactly. Especially with most of the .coms disappearing, or not disappearing, but unable to register because somebody else owns it already.
Yeah, we definitely needed more namespace, and we think this is where it's coming.
Right. So talk to us a bit. How does that tie into digital? We were talking off camera. Digital identity. Is that what you were talking about?
Yeah. So what happens is when you have an NFT domain, it's for you as being opposed to your business. And then what you're going to do is you're going to attach a bunch of information back to it. So you'll basically create like a profile. And we already have this working for your domain names. And it becomes your Web3 profile, almost like your LinkedIn for Web3. And in the future, you're going to take that with you. Not only are people going to be able to look that up, but apps are going to be able to use that too and pull data off of there. Everything from what's your Twitter handle, what's your email address, what's your contact information, to for e-commerce, what's your clothing sizes, what are your preferences, to financial applications, what's your credit score, what's your KYC information. And so as these profiles build up, they become your identity over time. And identity is one of those things we think is emergent because it needs to have data added to it over time. And that's the system that we're building, is to enable people to do that.
So that enables me to add my own data and be in control of my own data, not somebody else adding to it.
Yes, I can tell. I'm talking to someone who's thought about it, and that's a big deal, is that you control it, because that way you can make sure that it's accurate. People all the time complain about inaccuracies on like their credit report or something like this, and that's because you don't control that data. And if instead your name, you have control over it, and then all the information that is saved about you, your data, you also can review that, approve it, take it down if you don't like it. That gives the users much higher level of privacy. And we also think it provides for the applications for businesses much better data because they know that what they're getting is accurate.
That's awesome. Very, very good to know. So currently, your service doesn't resolve. For example, I can't forward my .nft to a website, but that's coming, correct?
Yes, and it's already in some of the more forward-thinking browsers. So Opera browser, for instance, Brave browser, these two have already adopted it, so you can resolve on traditional inside their browsers. Right. And if you look at history, these browsers are typically 5 to 7 years ahead of the big guys. Mm-hmm. And so we think that eventually all of these systems are going to become interoperable. We already are seeing the beginnings of interoperability between these systems, and that's just needs to be worked out through time.
Right. I guess the final question I asked this off camera, and that was, how does a brand protect themselves from what happened with we're talking about when the .com, somebody registered Coke.com, right? And that person was able to sell it back to Coke, right? So how are you protecting that?
So at Unstoppable Domains, we have a brand protection team, and I think that this year it's grown. It's probably 5x what it was last year. We proactively try to reserve domain names for brand holders. We were at the INTA conference. We were at NamesCon recently. We're reaching out and we are reserving names ahead of time so that they're probably still there for you and they have not been taken yet. And then we also actively work to try to source NFT domains if they have been registered by an individual and get that back to your brand so that you can remain protected in Web3. And we highly suggest you do that. It's a great place to start. Just like when you wanted to get your business online, the first thing you did was get your .com domain name in the 90s. We think in 2020, if you want to get your business into Web3, the first place to start is come get your NFT domain name, talk to our brand protection team. We'll help you understand how this could impact not just this part of your business, but other parts of your business as well.
Great. So how do we get more information?
You go to unstoppabledomains.com and check us out. We're also on Twitter at UnstoppableWeb, and join our Discord or anywhere else and get in contact with us. And we would love to bring you into the UD community.
Well, I'm a part of Unique Community, so that's why I was interested in doing this interview, because I'm a product or a customer of your product, which I think is really easy to go through the flow and the process, and it's a one-time purchase, correct?
It's correct. One-time fee, no renewals for NFT domains.
Yeah, I love that, and inexpensive too. On the top of that.
Yeah, starting at $5.
Yeah, they can't do that. Can't even buy Starbucks for that. So, Get it again. Again, thank you very much.
Nice to meet you.